After Abu Dhabi, Alex Eala turns attention to Qatar Open. After her Abu Dhabi Open campaign, Filipina tennis ace Alex Eala turns her attention to the WTA 1000 Qatar Open 2026, where she received a spot in the main draw. She concluded her Abu Dhabi run after a 4-6, 2-6 semifinals loss to Tereza Mihalikova and Olivia Nicholls, with her partner and SEAster, Janice Tjen of Indonesia. Read, tennis, Alex Eala, Janice Tjen exit Abu Dhabi Open doubles tournament. Eala enters the prestigious WTA 1000 event looking to build momentum against a stacked singles field headlined by some of the biggest names on the tour. World number 2 Iga Swiatek of Poland leads the draw as the top seed, followed by Elena Rybakina, Kazakhstan, at number 2 and world number 3. Also competing in Doha are third seed and defending champion Amanda Anisimova, USA, fourth seed Coco Gauff, USA, rising star Mira Andreeva, Russia, and Italian standout Jasmine Paolini. Completing the top 8 seeds are Elena Svitolina of Ukraine and Ekaterina Alexandrova of Russia. With a qualifier standing before her, Eala aims to carry over the confidence gained from her recent Abu Dhabi run into one of the toughest tournaments on the WTA calendar. The first round matches in Doha will be held Sunday or Monday. Filipino support is again expected for Eala from the huge Filipino community in the Middle East. After the bright lights of Abu Dhabi dimmed and the desert breeze settled back into its quiet rhythm, Alex Eala did not linger in reflection for long. Tennis, after all, does not pause for nostalgia. It moves forward, court to court, week to week, demanding freshness of mind even when the body still carries the memory of the last rally. And so, with her racket bag repacked and her focus reset, Eala turned her attention northward, toward Doha and the Qatar Open, where a new chapter was already waiting to be written. Abu Dhabi had been more than just another stop on the calendar. It was a test of resilience, a showcase of her growing belief, and a reminder that her name no longer enters draws quietly. Each match carried lessons about patience in long rallies, about managing momentum swings, about trusting her left-handed patterns even under pressure. Wins brought confidence, losses brought clarity. Together, they formed the kind of tournament experience that does not always show up in statistics but lives deeply in a player's instincts. Now the challenge shifts. The Qatar Open represents a different kind of proving ground. Bigger names, deeper fields, and an atmosphere that hums with expectation. The courts in Doha are quicker, the margins finer, and the pressure unmistakable. For a young player like Eala, this transition is not intimidating. It is illuminating. These are the stages she has been working toward since junior days, since early mornings when dreams felt far away but stubbornly alive. What makes this moment compelling is not just that Eala is playing another WTA event. It's how she is approaching it. There is a quiet evolution happening in her game. Her movement has become more economical, her shot selection more deliberate. Where once she might have rushed to finish points, she now constructs them, pulling opponents wide, opening angles, trusting that the right ball will come. Abu Dhabi highlighted this growth, particularly in how she handled pressure points. Saving break points. Staying present after errors. Choosing courage over caution when it mattered most. Doha will ask even more of her. The Qatar Open is unforgiving to hesitation. Opponents punish short balls without mercy, and confidence alone is never enough. Eala knows this. Preparation, not prediction, is her compass. Each practice session becomes a rehearsal for intensity, sharper footwork, cleaner transitions, a serve that must hold up under attack. There is no illusion of comfort here, only opportunity disguised as difficulty. What sets Eala apart, however, is the perspective she brings with her. She does not arrive chasing validation, she arrives chasing growth. Every match is framed not as a verdict on her worth, but as information. What patterns work against elite defenders? How does her backhand hold up when rushed? Can she dictate points earlier without overreaching? These are the questions that turn tournaments into stepping stones. Off the court, too, the shift from Abu Dhabi to Doha mirrors her mental approach. There is little time for dwelling. Recovery blends seamlessly into readiness. The emotions of the last event, joy, frustration, hunger, are acknowledged, then set aside. Eala understands that progress in tennis is rarely linear. It zigzags. It tests belief. It rewards patience. And patience has become one of her greatest strengths. Representing the Philippines on stages like the Qatar Open adds another layer of meaning. Each appearance carries with it the hopes of fans who wake up early or stay up late to follow her journey. Yet Eala has learned how to carry that support lightly, not as weight, but as wind at her back. Abu Dhabi reaffirmed this balance. She played freely, visibly enjoying the fight, even when matches grew tense. In Doha, that freedom will be crucial. The Qatar Open is not about making statements with words. It is about statements made through footwork, through defense that refuses to break, through the courage to swing on big points. For Eala, success may not be measured solely in rounds advanced, but in how convincingly she belongs in these exchanges. Every hold of serve, every extended rally won against a higher-ranked opponent, reinforces the truth she already senses: her level is rising. There is also a subtle shift in expectations. Eala is no longer simply the promising young player. She is becoming a competitor others must prepare for. Abu Dhabi hinted at that reality. Doha will confirm it. As she steps onto the Qatar Open courts, the slate is clean. Rankings, past results, and headlines fade into the background. What remains is the familiar ritual: the bounce of the ball, the feel of the grip, the first strike of the match. In those moments, the journey from Abu Dhabi finds its purpose, not as a destination reached, but as momentum gained. For Alex Eala, turning attention to the Qatar Open is not about chasing the next breakthrough. It is about continuing the work. About trusting that each tournament, each opponent, and each challenge is shaping her into the player she is meant to become. The road moves forward, and she is moving with it, clear-eyed, composed, and ready for what Doha demands. Beyond the tactical adjustments and physical readiness, there is something quieter unfolding as Alex Eala prepares for the Qatar Open, a growing sense of ownership over her career. Abu Dhabi may have been the spark, but Doha represents the discipline required to keep the flame alive. This is where ambition meets routine, where excitement must coexist with restraint. Eala's team understands that these weeks, stacked closely together, can shape an entire season. The emphasis is not only on competing, but on sustaining energy, choosing recovery over repetition, clarity over chaos. Ice baths, light training sessions, film review, and long conversations about match patterns become as important as forehands and serves. The Qatar Open is as much a mental exam as it is a physical one. There is also an emotional maturity in how Eala frames the unknown. Draws may place her against seasoned campaigners or rising rivals, but uncertainty no longer rattles her. She welcomes it. Each unfamiliar matchup is a chance to problem solve in real time, to trust her tennis IQ and instincts.